Brooke Spagnolia. I'm the Student Success Advocate here at Camden County College. Today we're going to go over something new that we haven't touched on before, and it's how to make connections and network on your campus. Now things are going to be a little different because this is a community school, but there's no reason why you still can't make great connections here and really further your education and your career. So the first thing we're going to start on is connections in the classroom. Now this is really big. You want to engage with everyone that you meet in your class. That means the person sitting to your right and the person sitting to your left. These are all people that are potential candidates to really further your career. You never know, the person sitting to your right could actually already have a job in a field that you're really interested in. If you make a great connection with him or her, they could really be a great advocate for you. They could put a recommendation in for you. They could even just word of mouth let somebody know in their field that you're in that direction and that you're a great person. That's all great tips. The next thing is when your group work is assigned and you work with different people every time, you want to make sure that instead of working with your friends, that you're really exploring to kind of go to the other side of the room or meet somebody that you haven't talked to before. Get to know everybody. Everybody in that room is going to have something to offer, especially when you're in a class that, maybe you're an English major and you really only take English courses, but you have that one elective. You never know, you could really open up your eyes to a whole new career or a whole new avenue that could maybe enhance your future career. So just be alert that there are so many people that can offer so many different things to you. The next thing I'm going to say is to allow yourself the opportunity to create relationships with all your peers. And that kind of goes along with what I was saying. You want to build those relationships. So don't just say hello and ask that person to help you get a job. You want to maintain. Over each week when you're going to class, make a connection. Say hello. How are you? How's your day? How's your work going? How's your students? How's your kids? Make a connection, a real relationship, not just a hi and bye. And along with everything else, looking for all the talents. If you notice one student in your class raises their hand a lot and seems really intelligent on a certain subject, and maybe that's a subject you're not very good at, approach them. Ask them for extra help. Ask them to take 2 minutes before or after class to go over it with you. That's a whole other way of really showing another person that you're really interested in what they know. And that allows you to kind of build your knowledge as well. And that also, the great thing about going to a community school is there's so many different age groups here, which allows you to kind of talk to people that maybe already have a profession or already have a career. That really does open up a lot of doors where other universities you might not always have that. Next thing, and this is huge, and so many students don't do this because it's intimidating, and of course it is. Connecting with your professors. These are the people that are so high up already that they're already teaching a course in your field. They're the best advocate for you. You want to demonstrate interest in the subject matter. That means that you're going to show up to every class and be present in that class. Be prepared to learn. Have your books, have your pencils, have your paper. Don't just come here to sit here and kind of listen. You want to be totally alert and ready to really gain something from the course. Ask questions, be engaged, and that just goes along with being present in the room. Let your professor see that you're excited, you want to learn. Go to your professor during office hours. On each of your syllabus at the top, it usually has when the teacher's available. Make it a point to really go and see your teacher. Even if it's you just drop by and say, hey, can I ask you a couple questions of how you got started in your career? It just shows that you're really determined to have more knowledge on the subject matter. It doesn't just show that you're just showing up to class to get a grade. It shows that you really want to learn and you really want to, kind of progress. Next thing is to show genuine interest in their work. So that just kind of goes along with, if he or she is handing out an assignment, project, really put your all into it. Really give your teacher everything that you have in something, especially if it's a field that you're going to get a career in. So if you are going into an English major and you want to potentially become a writer and you have a big writing assignment, that's going to be the most important assignment that you work on maybe that month or that week. Give your all to that. Show your teacher that that's your main concern and that's your main focus. Another thing with connecting with your professors, and this is what we just kind of was talking about, but this has more to do with just being prompt. So what you want to do is, if you do have that assignment, don't be a couple days late. Even if you want to say the excuse that you just need more time to work on it, it's better to hand it in. Don't redo things. First, go with your gut feeling, write that paper up and hand it in and know that that was your best work. And it's also studying for exams and doing well in their course. You might love a course and still not do well in it just because you're not giving it your all. And that really doesn't look good to your professor, especially if it's a field that you want to potentially go into. So just make sure that you're being diligent on your timing and how much effort you're putting into it. Another great thing, and this is something that I made a point to do when I graduated with my undergraduate in bachelor's in psychology, keep in touch. After you maintain those relationships, continue to maintain them. Don't just do it while you're here at Camden County. Because a lot of times, if you were a person that's going to go on to continue to get your bachelor's degree after here, you could reach back to some of your professors here. So if you were a psychology major and you get to know everyone in the psychology department, you've had these teachers now. When you go to apply for another school or you're in another course and you remember learning something about that, that's a great contact for you. You can always write up an email to any professor at Camden County and just reach out. Say, hi, I'm in my bachelor's degree or I'm currently working at this job. I have a couple questions. Could you help me out maybe? I know we talked about this in class, or I remember you giving me advice on this. Or even just sending a thank you. That's a big deal too. Kind of saying like, I really appreciated the time that you took to talk to me and all your advice is really being put to good use. It goes such a long way. That person will remember you a lot longer down the line and maybe will offer your name for jobs, anything like that. Connections beyond the campus. Now I have up here just a few statistics, if you can see. These are just really important. So half of students, 50% report that they often discuss their ideas in their classes outside of class with other students, family members, and coworkers, etc. Still, few students are engaged in campus-related projects that take place off campus. More than 3/4 of students, 77%, never participated in community-based projects. Fewer than 1 in 5 students, 17%, have participated in an internship, field experience, and co-op experience or clinical assignment, but 41 indicate that they have not yet had nor do they plan to have that experience. These are really low percentages. And that's really a shame because especially at a community school, even though these things aren't maybe broadcast as much, all those opportunities are still so present to you. It just might be a little bit more on your own to kind of go out and do them. But in reality, which is really preparing you for the real world, because no one's really going to advocate for you. You're your biggest advocate. It's so important to get right into an internship. Even if it's your first year in college, start talking to people in that job that you may think you might want. Start talking to them, ask them, when can I come shadow you? When can I come do a practicum or an internship? Just get to know these people that are in your field. And also, it really is exciting to get involved with campus-related projects. So anything that's going on around here, you might see the radio station outside, or just big groups of things that are happening around here. I always see students outside on the campus. Go up and talk to them, get involved. These are things that you can put on a resume, things that you're going to meet other people doing. These are all relationships that are going to help build you and also build your career. Perfect example, so Camden County upcoming events. Now I only listed one up here because that was the last time I made this presentation, that was the main one that I saw coming up, which is the Washington, D.C. trip, April 16th. Maybe it's not something that you're interested in, but go anyway. Meet people that are. See why people are interested in it. Get to know some different things. Really engage yourself in what a college has to offer. Because when you graduate, you're going to kind of look back and wish that maybe you got more involved. You kind of want to go through life with that mentality that you have no regrets. Get yourself fully into everything. On the other side of this PowerPoint, you can see it says get involved. These are just a few of the clubs that we have here. And these are all things that you can get involved with. And if you can tell, a lot of them are tailored to your field or to your major, which is great because you're going to meet other people who maybe are interested in dental hygiene too. And those people, who knows if they have a parent that's in that field, or just maybe they have connections and they can help make you build connections. Everybody has something to offer you, and that's the main point. Play the student card. I will forever play this until I don't look young anymore because it is such a great thing. We don't know, and that's why it's okay to ask for more help. Or, can you explain that more to me? Or, I'm just a student here, I haven't been taught that, or haven't learned that yet. Or, can I shadow you? These are all great avenues because we're young, we're joyful. We have all of this liveliness about us that adults might not have anymore. So really use that. Alumni, professors, faculty are more likely to want to help you while you're still a student. And it's also less pressure because you're just a person seeking advice and you're not yet looking for a job. Really use that because you can still become such a valuable person to them and they'll really remember you, especially because you weren't asking for anything. You were just seeking more information. And then if you want to find out more information from someone who works in the industry, you want to go into and even request for an informational interview. You also want to build this relationship while there's no pressure. So these contacts will want to help you when the time comes. And that's just reiterating what I just said basically is that you build the relationship with no pressure. And that's when, professionals really do want to seek you out. Use LinkedIn. It's another way to social media. It's another thing like that. So for all of us, it should be pretty fairly simple. But it's really good to kind of get on track of networking now. Start building all those connections on an actual site that you can kind of go to whenever you need to. And you'll have other people's pictures, how the education they sought out, the different jobs they sought out, and it'll kind of give you an idea of someone's footsteps you want to follow. Also, build your profile. Make sure you have a nice professional photo, your about me, all of those things really tailor into making you sound like the best person, the best candidate for that position. And also, LinkedIn recently launched new options for students that make it even easier to get the hang of this network. So it really is for upcoming professionals. It's tailored right to you. Next thing is to get an internship, and this is what we've really been talking about, and that's just kind of getting right into what you want to do. Really experience it. Learn how to be that person. So if you are a professional, if you're going into a nursing field, during an internship, during your clinicals, is when you're really going to see if you're good at that, what you're not good at, what you need to keep working on, who you need to seek out for more help, or what you need to study more. That's the best way to kind of see if you're fit for that career. If it's something you're going to love to do every single day, really think about the rest of your life when you're there. And if that's something you enjoy, consider yourself really fortunate, because a lot of people have a lot of issues kind of making that big decision. So an internship really gives you that decision-making, progress. It really does help you to make a decision. And that's the hardest thing as a student. And next, just a couple important tips before I leave you today. Be friendly and approachable. Always smile. Always be that person who has a good energy about them, because that's what's going to make people around you want to have a relationship with you. Be dedicated to everything you start. You start a project, you start working with a group, be that person that shows up. Be that person that has their materials ready. Be that person who wants to be there. Be hardworking. Be dedicated. Want to finish things to the best of your ability. Don't give up when it gets tough. If you have issues, raise your hand. Ask for help. Be always seeking to be better. And be open to everyone and every opportunity. Anytime anyone offers you just an opportunity to shadow them or to see more about what they do it. Even if it's not something you're interested in. You never know what can really spark a different avenue for the rest of your life. And thank you and good luck. That's all I have for you today. And good luck with everything.